Welcome, dobrodošli, bienvenido, willkommen to TCO, the call out. Thank you so much once again for joining me for this episode of our call outs for NFL Week 6. We're going to be doing our call outs this week. We're also going to be doing our respect earned. Hey, your boy's been out this whole past week. I know there's been a lot of stuff that's been going on, so I've been kind of quiet. Just know I lost my voice. It doesn't seem like it right now, but you'll probably hear it over this next upcoming 20 minutes or so where it just goes in and out the whole time. So we'll try to get through. If you see me sipping on stuff or whatever, just trying to clear some stuff out of my throat. Pause, as you guys know. But yeah, without further ado, we're just going to go week 6, jump right in, right? First up, and this might be a shock to some people, but fly, Eagles, fly. We got the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, well, we got Philly L's. They were taking L's in baseball playoffs. They're taking L's in, right now in the NFL. And, I mean, the Sixers themselves, I mean, that's just an L. But, yeah, I mean, back-to-back weeks now where they've lost. This one is going to be more motivational just because they had a good competitive half, but second half was a shutout against the Giants. They didn't score a single point in the second half. Maybe the Giants found a template for them. I'm not quite sure, but I mean, this one's kind of, they're making the bad, stupid mistakes where turnovers are costing them. AJ Dillon, I mean, even on that drive at the end where they were thinking, oh, we're gonna get a chance here. AJ Dillon first muffs the kickoff return. He muffs the pickup of the ball, and then later on that drive he fumbles it. Right, it was kind of a little bit of a foreshadowing there. The INT was bad. The read to Jahan Dotson. I mean, there was, if you guys see the play, there's literally Jahan Dotson goes into the flat, kind of like a quick out, right? And then you just see a streak up into the corner from AJ Brown, and he was wide open. If he just kind of sits there in the pocket and just sees that read a little bit, he would see, hey, we need to get that guy the ball. But it was definitely a bad game, and it kind of shows execution was not there for the Eagles. Time of possession was almost the same, but it was really the turnovers and bad penalties, and honestly, making Jalen Hurts a quarterback is kind of what ruined them. I'm not saying that Jalen can't play quarterback. I'm not saying that Jalen isn't good at it. But Jalen is best when you can kind of protect him with a really solid running game. When you can run the ball, when you can just hand it off to Saquon and he does, his best. Eagles would get a little bit easier to defend here. So I know I'm rambling on about the Eagles here, but they are the team right now. So, I mean, I kind of have to go in. I think they can bounce back. I think Jalen Hurts is talented enough to be able to, throw the ball, but you got to give AJ Brown and Devontae Smith the ball, along with also having a really good run game. I know Zedarius Smith just retired, so I mean we're gonna be dealing with that. They got to get some pass rush for that defense, but overall, I think they can do, get out of this, little rub with the Broncos and Giants beating them. But they have to have a more complete game. Offensively, especially if they want to have a chance against their opponents and just getting back to the Super Bowl. So, yeah, I mean, you're going to notice a trend here. I'm going to be doing a lot of AI photos for the teams that weren't that good this week. So, next up, we got the Jags. I was hyping up the Jags next week. Duval, right? We had Cohen. I was up on him. Well, pause, man, pause. But I was like, oh yeah, this guy's doing really well. We got Trevor Lawrence doing really well. They won the time of possession, but bad execution once again. Just because they were pretty much held scoreless for a half. And ultimately, the penalties and sacks led to bad field position, and it was untimely when they needed a drive, when they needed to convert on a third down, and when they needed to not put themselves in a position where it would be tough to get out of a 1st and 20, a 2nd and 15. You know, they'll put themselves in those critical situations where you kind of need to get a score, whether that be a field goal or a touchdown. They needed something, and they would just get those penalties at the wrong time. And in all honesty, I think this is more so just a bad game by the Jags. So I'm only calling them out to say, hey, let's clean it up. I believe in you guys still, but let's clean it up. Let's get back at it next week, and let's see how we're going. As you guys see there, I'm not mad at them. I'm not, you know, like, oh, like this team. It's more so of a disappointment because they were really hot. They came off a great win against the Chiefs, and they kind of came out soft in that one. SAWFT, soft. Right? So we're going to move from one Florida team to another.
Emotional damage.
The Miami Dolphins. And you guys, oh, this is great. No, this is an AI photo of these guys playing tag right here. This is not a team. This is not an NFL team. They need to stop it. Look, in this regime, that was a really bad loss. Tua didn't have a great game. I'm not absolving him. But that defense can be run on by anyone. No pausing for that one. They can be run on. Choo-choo, train, run on. Maybe a pause there. But run, you know, they can be run on. And they can't stop a cold. They can't stop a little child trying to sell lemonade. Nothing. And it's, honestly, it's as a Fins fan, this is hard for me to even be able to do videos on them. They need to do better. They have the talent. They're just not a team. Mike McDaniel, I mean, once again, I like him as maybe an offensive coordinator, play caller maybe, but as a head coach, leader of men, not that guy. Tua came out. Yes, he had those comments where he was like, oh yeah, we got to call out leadership. People are taking that out of proportion. If you read the things, he called himself out later on in that presser, so people need to chill. But once again, it's that those comments, not that they should have been made, but I have some respect because it's not your cookie cutter or PR talk of, oh, you know, we just need to hold each other accountable. Dude, they say that every week. They've been losing almost every week. Oh, we just need to hold each other accountable. Well, you guys obviously aren't doing it. And the only one that is Tua. And sometimes you got to be airing out your dirty laundry to be doing so. Once again, do I think that was the right thing? No. But as a Fins fan, I kind of respect it a little bit more than just our typical, oh yeah, we got to hold each other accountable. We're a team. We're blah, blah, blah. And all during the offseason, they were bragging about how they were spending so much time together and how they're, you know, comrades out there, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Save the talk. Chris Greer, you're gone. Stephen Ross, we need to get that guy out. Mike McDaniel, we need to get him out. Start over, restart. I might do another video on teams that needs to do a restart completely, including the Dolphins. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead, move on forward. We're staying in the AFC. Jets, New York, stand up.
Oh my God, bro.
I mean, this one's gonna be more so of you haven't won a game yet.
We do not care.
This is really bad. Justin Fields probably ain't that guy for you. Aaron Glenn, I don't know if this is him just being a rookie head coach, but at the end of the first half of that game, very, very awful play calling for a 2-minute drill. I mean, they ran the ball as if they had all the time in the world, and then they still, once they got their first down, where, you know, they made, I'm trying to think of who they even played, but they made their, the other team use up their timeouts before the half. I can't think of who they just played, but they made them use their timeouts, and then they went and absolutely still didn't go for a scoring drive. Like, they didn't try to get into field goal range. They didn't try to score a touchdown. Nothing. It was honestly awful. I mean, I think they're just in that spot right now. Aaron Glenn might be a good head coach, just rookie woes as a HC there, but I think they're just prepping up to get a really good draft pick this year, and they'll probably end up being first. So we'll see how that goes, unless the Dolphins can match them somehow, but even Jets have the tiebreaker on that. So, yeah, we're gonna move on, and we're gonna stay in the AFC. A lot of AFC teams this week. This is gonna be our last call out for NFL Week 6, and it is the AFC North except the Steelers. I mean, the Ravens only have one win on the season. They're 1-5. The Bengals are 2-3 now. They've lost 3 in a row, or 2-4. They've lost 4 in a row. I mean, the Browns are the Browns. I mean, what do you want to expect? So we got Ravens. Is it Lamar or bust? Is that where we're at? Like, I don't even think Lamar is going to save that team, if I'm being honest. Injuries are not an excuse. We just saw 2 teams in the 49ers and the Bucks have an absolute shootout with decimated offenses. So I can't even use that. I mean, Henry had a decent game. He rushed for over 100 yards. John Harbaugh, he seems to be on the hot seat now. He might be out. Lamar is the only person that can maybe save his job. I mean, that's just a very, very tough situation. They picked up C.J. Gardner-Johnson. He might make a difference there. I know they picked up Tyler Huntley, so maybe that might be offensively what they need to replace a Lamar instead of Cooper Rush, because he ain't rushing for much, right? Other than that, we got the Browns. The Browns look awful. Not a big fan of them right now. I mean, they got Dylan Gabriel, but he was throwing hospital balls out there. Maybe he just needs to get. I mean, this year's going to be, honestly, for the Browns, a rep year, just going out there, getting as much as they can in terms of reps for the young QB. And then the Bengals, I mean, awful first half. Overall, it wasn't an awful game for Flacco. It was his first game there and only a week to prepare, so it wasn't honestly awful. But obviously, once they got their offense going in the second half against the Packers, the O-line and the secondary and coaching came back to haunt this team. And weeks prior, it was like, oh, it's just the offense. We need the offense to keep going. Maybe it's the QB, right? Well, now offense gets going, but offensive line is really bad. They can't protect and pass pro at all. And, run blocking, you can't do it when you're down so much. So, I mean, kind of sucks. Secondary finally decides to, be awful entirely for an entire game, even though they held up somewhat well up until now. And then, I mean, Zach Taylor just needs to, I don't think he's that guy. So this kind of goes to show the Steelers are in a great spot. AFC North is not a tough division right now, but it is rough for grabs, and Coach Tomlin's a go. I mean, he makes it happen with no matter what team he's got there. So, yeah, congrats to the Steelers, but AFC North in general, other than them, has been cheeks. But we're going to go ahead and move on to our respect earned for the week. None better than the money men, the G-men, Giants. Oh, Cam the Crayon Eater Scataboo going out there hard and rough. Pause with that man Dart. I mean, the Giants got their future right now, right? This is awesome for them. They absolutely just ran rough patch on the Eagles. Brian Daboll called up a great game plan against them as well and absolutely had their number. This is maybe a template for teams going forward who can stop their run and just make them a one-dimensional team where they just have to pass and make Jalen have to play QB and have to read defenses at a high level. Then you might have a really good shot at beating a team like the Eagles, even with their 4 consecutive tush pushes, right? But this is a really good sign for the G-men. So CTE versus Crayon Eater, who wins? But yeah, I mean, this is awesome for the Giants. I wish them nothing but the best and good luck for this season. I honestly think this will be a all right season for them, but moving forward next season and on will be electric, I believe, for them once they get some more pieces. We're going to move on to another team that I wanted to put on the bubble last week, but I wasn't sure because they played the Finns. But this week they played the Cowboys and run roughshod on them. The Carolina Panthers keep pounding. Pause. But same thing. The one time of possession, Rico Daddle, run. Just kept on pounding him. Pause. And then, I mean, he had 30 carries, 183 yards, 6.1 yards per carry. The team in general had 38 carries for 216 yards, 5.7 per carry. Look, if you're getting over 200 rush yards as a team, you're going to win a game more than likely, right? I mean, they are setting themselves up for success because you're limiting what Young has to do. Bryce Young, if he doesn't have to keep throwing the ball so many times to Leggett and Ted and all that, even though he can, he's getting comfortable, right? Dave Canales is starting to get that team rolling, right? Which I was calling for him. I was like, I don't believe in this guy, but they've seemed to turn it around. You know, they're at 3-3 now, so nothing that I can keep, you know, saying about them at this point. They've answered the bell. They keep the ball away. I mean, for 6 minutes and 7 seconds, they held on to the ball at the end of the game against the Cowboys and did not let them get it back. That is absolutely insane. Like, no, it's really hard to do that in today's NFL. You have to be able to run the ball and be efficient and manage clock really well. And that's what they did. Yeah, Young had his INT, which he needs to clean up that a little bit. But yeah, 3 touchdowns, just under 200 yards passing. I mean, this was great. I mean, their Tet finally shows up, right? They won the turnover battle, but I think Tet was the big one. I think he's going to be the next big receiver for the NFL. He can absolutely play ball. He didn't have great stats, but I mean, in the red zone, he was money. 2 tutties, right? I think they'll be special. They might be a sleeper for the NFC, but we'll see how the season goes out. But yeah, to keep this is all NFC for the good side. So maybe the AFC just sucked this past week. We're gonna stick with the Packers here. I mean, this team is playoff made. They have everything. They have a solid defense, good pass rush, a really good QB that's young. They have a good offensive line as long as they can stay healthy. They have a great running game. They have receivers that will show up at any moment. Romeo Dobbs, Matthew Golden's going to be probably wide receiver 1 for them moving forward. I mean, this has been awesome for the Packers. The sky is the absolute limit, but what they seem to do is kind of hurt themselves way too much. I think they're great. I think they'll make the playoffs and be a very tough out against anyone. They had one turnover pretty much in that game, which wasn't awful. Once again, you can clean that up. 10 possession, they've won. Matthew Golden's that guy. Jordan Love was very efficient, 19 of 26, 259, 1 tutty. And then Josh Jacobs had 18 carries, 93 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, that dude's a dog. I mean, DAWG or WWG, dog. So I'm spelling dog as Eagles fans spell Eagles, you know. But yeah, the Pac-Man, they're doing it. Start playing that Lil Wayne song, right? But yeah, these cheeseheads, they are scary. They are probably a top 3 team in the NFC, and yeah, I mean, they will be tough if they can keep like this and maybe even get a first seed. They will be a tough out, especially playing in Lambeau. So, good job, Packers, this week. I expect a lot from you guys. We're gonna go on and move forward with the Bucks here. This is the number 1 team in the NFL right now. I don't care what anybody says. Super Bowl contender if they stay healthy. Even right now, when they're not healthy, they are dogs. Baker, MVP, dog. There was that play in the 3rd quarter. They go down, and it's an absolute massacre by Baker. It's a 3rd and 14. Baker rushes for 15, breaks a couple of tackles, stretches out, gets the first down. Awesome. They run a run play, it gets shut down for a loss of a -1. Then on the next play after that, absolute bomb to Tej Johnson. Next man up. He does that same cartwheel backflip in the end zone for the Selly. I mean, this game in general, I want to give an honorable mention here for the 49ers. They lost Fred Warner. Hope he gets a easy and speedy recovery for his ankle injury. But I mean, they were playing decimated with no receivers, and so were the Bucks. No Bucky, no Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin. Ibuka got hurt in the first half. All of them were out and gone. It was Baker, Rashad, and Tez Johnson and the other Johnson. And no problem. Absolute dogs. Bucks are scary. They have a really good defense as well with Vita Vea and them on that side. Levante David. Bucks, Super Bowl contenders. Watch out, guys. I mean, these are insane. We're going to keep on going here. That was our very last team for respect earned. But I just want to kind of go on and talk about a couple things here. We're going to do honorable mentions for teams that need to be called out, but they played a well enough game for me to say not yet. Cowboys, calling you out. We them boys, Jerry Jones. I mean, clean up the run game. You traded for a guy that should have helped, and it's not showing right now. They have good talent, but man, rough game. Brian Branch, calling you out, buddy. That was cheap. At the end of the game, you lost. Calm it down, you lost. Juju did nothing to you. Even if he did, that's not how you respond. You're better than that. I know Coach Campbell in Detroit is probably not happy with you. That's not how you handle anything in the NFL. Awful. Disappointed in that one. And as far as respect earned, I just mentioned the 49ers. But the Detroit-Kansas City game was great to watch. But that was another one. I thought both teams played really well. I'm not trying to sit up here and say, oh, yeah, you know, Mahomes, and I'm not trying to be Chris Collinsworth up here and just say, Patrick Mahomes, you know. But that was a good game to watch overall. That little weird callback on that touchdown for Detroit where Goff caught it. Didn't understand that one, but oh well. Overall, great list this week, in my opinion. Expect a NBA video to come out. We're going to be a mainly NFL and NBA channel. NBA is going to be, we're going to be doing a tier list, so expect that coming up next. We're going to go through and see who's a S tier team, who's a A tier, who's not so good either, right? We're going to go through and we're going to do something for each NBA team, so stay tuned for that. If any breaking news happens, I saw Coach Brian Callahan from the Titans got fired. Once again, never like people losing their jobs, but that man was not doing his job. So it is what it is there. I think Cam definitely deserves a better head coach there. So we'll see how the Titans end up going with probably towards, you know, in the offseason when they finally actually get the real coach. But we'll see how they do moving forward. Other than that, thank you guys. I ran long here just because I had a couple news updates here for you guys. But please like, share, subscribe, follow on all social media platforms. And once again, it is TCO. Don't wear it out. The call out. Give me your support. I appreciate y'all. Have a good one. And once again, I'll see you again